Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I will be teaching about variables
and functions.
and in a fun way you probably never expected. Okay, so now let's talk about variables. Variables are like placeholders for other data values. For example, if I did var equals okay, that does not make sense. 309. If I did print var, make sure you don't put any quotation marks or whatever you would prefer to call them. And then that would print 309. Something else you could do with this is you could make var equal 308 and then create another variable called add1 and then make that var plus 1. And then if I printed add1 without any quotation marks again, I'll do the exact same thing as before. There are a lot more scenarios you could do with this. For example, you could do add 2 equals add 1 plus 2, and then you could make it print add 2. Oh, I put a space there. Okay. 311. You could keep on doing this. You could do add 3 equals add 2 plus 3, and then if you printed add 3, it would be 314. Now for functions. Well, also functions are a bit more complicated, so make sure to pay attention for this part. Right now, you might notice that I'm using a browser, not a Sublime Text like I told you. This is called repl.it, and it's like you can use Python and a lot of other programming languages on browsers. I'll put a link to that in the description. And now, in the first line, type in import turtle. What this does is there's a library like you can create libraries in Python and then publish it. One of the libraries that are called the third turtle. You can draw stuff with it with variables, which makes it a lot more fun. So if I said, so first of all, you would have to give your turtle a name. So I would just say Bob equals turtle dot capital T turtle, and then parentheses, empty parentheses. That would assign the value of it. That would make the turtle called Bob. So then I could just do Bob dot forward, and then how much pixels you want it to move forward. For instance, I'm going to do 200 pixels, and then run. Okay, so as you see, this arrow is technically called the turtle, and in this case, in this instance, I called the turtle Bob. So then I can do Bob dot forward 200 pixels. And then I could just copy that. And paste it below, and then I could change this to right, and that'll make that a sharp 90-degree turn. And now it'll go forward, and then it'll take a right turn. And then I can make it go 200 again. Forward, down, and then, yeah, doesn't it look like a corner of a square? And now let's make a square with this. And then we could just copy this code here, paste it below, and then paste it again. There you go, a square. And now after this, we can make it go even further. Uh, I'll just paste it again, except I don't need the right turn over there. And now that'll make a square, and then it should go higher, like all the way up here or something. Yeah. And then I could make it do another square on top of the square. Again, and then it would literally be an infinite. You're going to keep doing this forever in an infinite loop. And now you see how much code this is. So much code. If I wanted to do this a lot of times, you'd have to like literally copy and then paste, 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 paste. And there is a way to save time. All you can do is create a function. Okay, now you might be asking, what is a function? Well, a function is like, let me put it like this. Variables can store values like, like values, like strings and stuff. Whereas functions can store a whole block of code. So if I did define, in Python it's def, and then function, and then I put empty parentheses at the end, and then I put a colon. And right now, you would have to indent all of this in order, or else the function would do nothing. Yeah, bad input. There's an error. To fix that, you just copy all of your code here, and then click on the tab button. That'll give it a spacing, and then that'll put all the code inside of this function. Nothing should happen, because to run the function, you would have to call it in your code. And by calling, I mean type in function at the end of all this, and make sure it's not inside of this. Make sure they're not lined up. Make sure it's lined up with this line you see. And if I ran that, the exact same thing would happen. And that would probably help you a lot in coding. For example, I could instead of doing this, I could just create another function and call it function 2, and then I'll make everything more smaller. 10. And you probably see here, I changed all of the forwards in function 2 to tens. And if I run, make sure delete the indentation in the next line. And then I'm gonna run function 2 and see what happens. I made these two tiny squares here. And now, if I were to run, uh, if I were to run function 2 a bunch of times, and run it, okay, I pasted it a bunch of times, and let's see what happens. The result would be a big, some kind of cross over here. And you could keep on going, but you could keep on going. And now let's change our target more toward variables. As I said earlier, variables are placeholders for, like, in this case, turtle.turtle. I gave it, I assigned the turtle.turtle to the Bob. So instead of turtle.turtle.forward, I could just do bob.forward or whatever. Now you could also do uh, var equals function2. And it would still do the same exact thing. I could keep doing var and it would eventually do the exact same thing as function2 over and over again. Now, if we moved the var equals function2, control C, or the control X, and then I'll delete. If I put it before function, if I put that before function2, as you see, it says name error. The name function2 is not defined on line 21. Because no one knows what function2 is yet, because the computer runs all the lines in order. And so, the computer doesn't know what function2 is because it's saying var equals function2 before function2 is even being defined. So it would give an error saying it doesn't know what function2 is. And that concludes today's video on variables with the turtle and also functions with the turtle. Thanks for watching. And also make sure you click that like button.